All right, hello once again. This is Jeff Scott from Jeff Teaches Programming, and in the last video, we came in and we set it up. How about in the last two videos? 2 videos ago, we figured out the salary for our payroll program, our GUI version of the payroll program, and then we did a commission. So now it's time to do PieceWorker. Now, what I'm going to do is something I would actually probably very rarely, if ever, and I'm going to actually say just about never, would recommend. And that is, I'm going to grab everything that I have here. Even though some of it right now doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of sense, and I'm going to get errors up the wazoo here. But I'm going to do that. I'm going to go over to my piecework, and I'm going to go to Calculate, View My Code. And right now, I've got this Calculate, etc., and then Calculate the gross pay. I'm going to get rid of all this. Paste in this. Like I said, it's going to give me probably a lot of errors, and that's okay. Really and truly is just fine, because we're going to start fixing it right now. All right. So instead of calling, we got validate all values. That's good. That's good. This will be input valid pieces made. And this will be input valid price per piece. Again, they're going to give me errors because they haven't technically been written yet. And this will be calculate PieceWorker gross pay. Okay, so let's fix these up. There. Now I'm not getting errors on either of these. Or on that one. So this will be now pieces, and that's going to be txt pieces made.text. This will be price, and it'll be txt price per piece.text. This will be gross pay, which is now going to be pieces times price. And now that one's done. Now I got to fix the other ones, of course, but I did the easy one first. So this is going to be pieces, str, and it'll be txt pieces made dot text. We want to, in fact, this is going to verify that the pieces, that the pieces made is numeric and between 0 and, I think we said 100 was the maximum. I'll check that in a minute. Let's check. Yep, 100. Okay. So again, this is pieces made. All right. So we've got all those done, and we'll just call this pieces. Which means so will this have to be pieces, and so will this have to be pieces, and so will this have to be pieces, and this will now become min pieces made. This will be max pieces made. This will be txt pieces made. This will be error in pieces made input. This will be pieces made must be between this. This is now going to be an int.try parse because the number of pieces made is a whole number. So this will be min pieces made and max pieces made. This will be a pieces made error. This will be txt pieces made. So will this. All right. I did that very quickly, so we're going to have to go over that in just a minute. This is price per piece. So we'll call this price str, and that'll be equal to txt price per piece.text. We want to verify that the inputted price is numeric and between, I think we said it had to be a minimum of a penny and a maximum of $1. All right, so this will now be price str. Not prices, price. This will be price. So will this. And this. And this. This will be min price per piece. This will be max price per piece. This will be txt price per piece. All right, believe it or not, that one's already done. So let's go through all of it, shall we? So the way I change this, again, it's the same idea here. We're calling validate all values, and we're having a Boolean that's called this works that will return true if the number of pieces that we made were between 0 and 100. All right. And if it was valid, we're going to check to make sure that the price per piece was between a penny and $1. If the pieces made was valid, we'll call this. If not, we'll return. Then, if both the prices made and the price per piece are valid, we'll call calculate PieceWorker gross pay. So what are we doing here? We again are validating that the pieces made is numeric. That's this, and we're using an int.try parse because again, this is an integer. You can't make part of a piece. And we're making sure that the number of pieces that we made were greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 100. If that's the case, we're going to set the value and return true. If it's not the case, we're going to do a message box that says there was an error in the prices made input, or pieces made. Pieces made must be numeric and between 0 and 100. Pieces made error, message box, an OK with an error. We will take the field and clear it out, set the focus to it, and return false. If we return true, we're going to call valid price per piece. All right. And again, just like before, we don't need, and I guess we did this before. Let's really clean this thing up here, okay? So let's go back to our commission. And let's go back to our calculate, because I think I still have a while true in there. We don't need this anymore. We're not looping. So that is now fixed. I think we took it out of the other one. Yes, we did. So file, save all. So I think our commission is done. Let's take a quick look. And I'm going to open up here the salary very quickly, just to get down to here, because again, there's no sense in having this while true anymore. So we can get rid of this. And this, move over and get rid of this. All right, we'll double check everything when we get done to make sure it still works. Okay, but I believe we've got salary done, we've got commission done. So now we're working on PieceWorker. All right, so we can get rid of that as well. We'll bring up hourly in just a minute. So with this pieces, this is the same kind of thing we just looked at, but rather than pieces made, it's now price per piece. And again, we don't need a while loop in here. There's no sense in looping in here. That's another way we could have done it. All right, but we're coming in here now and we're saying, okay, take whatever was in that second text box, which had our price per piece, and put it into a variable called price str. Then verify that that price is between a penny and $1. Again, arbitrary values I came up with. This is a decimal, so we try to parse it. We put it in a price. If we can do that and the price that we put in is greater than or equal to a penny and less than or equal to $1, let's double check and make sure those are the values we used. A penny and $1. Okay, good. And what? That should be moved over one. Not that this is a big thing. There we go. If that's the case, we'll make sure that it's set and we'll return true. All right, technically, we didn't even have to do this because if it's valid, the price is already correct in there. So that's not going to hurt anything, though. Otherwise, we're going to say there was an error in the price per piece. Must be numeric and between a penny and $1. Price per piece error. Okay. Clear out the field, set the focus, and return false. Then this is all we have to do. Pieces is that what's in pieces made. Price is in price per piece. Multiply one by the other. Put the result when we get all done into gross pay, and then show it. So let's save all. In fact, let's do this. It's going to be a little longer than I plan on having it be, but let's go to salary and let's make sure that it still works. So nothing. We get an error. There. Error. 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 That's all good. That's perfect. So that one's working just fine. Let's go to our commission. Okay. 2%. Now we get the sales error for nothing, sales error for non-numeric, sales error for out of range, positive. Oop, that was positive. That's okay. So 10% of that actually worked. Let's do that again. Let's put this out of range. I should be clearing that field too, and I'm not. And let's put out of range negative. Okay, so we'll clear that field out as well. So let's see. Let's go to our, let's just do all of them. When you discover an error, the best time to fix it is when you discover it. So if this was an error and we're clearing that out, we are clearing the TXT gross payout there as well. Good, so that one's already being done. So cell rate is correct. Let's go to commission. Now we're also clearing out the gross pay there. So what I mean is, what you'll see here is, let's say that we set commission. Now let's say we set in here 0.3, and let's put in a commission, sales that works, $250. So 30% of $250 is what, $75? Let's do it again, but let's put garbage in here. It should clear this out then. Oh, it did not. Oh, because we have to put it in both of them. All right, let's try that again. Going back to commission. Again, let's put in something valid and valid. All right, that works. Now let's put in something invalid here. And it should clear out this and this. And it does. So let's try it again. We'll put in something valid here and here. All right, now let's take this and make it invalid. And it should clear this one, and it should clear this one. Great. So that's working. Now let's try our PieceWorker. All right. Just went over exactly how that one works. And before we do that, so we can remove commission now. We got to keep, and we can remove PieceWorker. Nope. So we want is PieceWorker. But again, we want to clear here our gross pay, and we want to clear here our gross pay. All right, let's save. Go to PieceWorker. So salary works now, and we've checked it. We tested it. Commission works. We've checked it and tested it. So let's check PieceWorker. Let's first put in something valid. So we'll say in here 50 pieces. Price per piece, we'll put in 0.5. So that should be $25 if I did my math right. There we go. But now I'm going to remove this and make it bad. And it should clear this, and it should clear this. Good. So let's put that in again. It's valid. So let's make this invalid. So it should clear this, and it should clear this. And it is. So that's working. So let's just check our other cases. Nothing. Okay, error. Must be numeric in between 0 and 100. Should be the same thing. Should be the same thing. Should be the same thing. So 50. Okay. Now it's a price per piece error. So that should be, what, 40? There we go. All of it works. Now, just made me think of one more thing that we can do to try to make our life a little easier here, and that is this. Let me bring back up, starting from salaried. And cancel button is set, and our accept button is set. Good. So that one's fine. So let's try commission. Cancel button will now get us back to startup, and accept button will now call calculate. Okay, so file, save all on that. Let's go to our PieceWorker. Again, our accept button will be BTN calculate, and our cancel button will be BTN startup. Okay, I mean, we can check that now. So if we put in valid numbers, and I don't have that set, and I got to do that till 44.2. Hit enter. Now it figures it out. If I hit escape, gets me back. Okay, that's all working. Just going to go on from here then. All right. So the only one that's left to do is our hourly. All right. Now again, to try to make my life a little bit easier, what I'll do is I'll go back to what we just were at, which was PieceWorker. And let's go to calculate. Look at our code. Let's go all the way down again to this validate all values. So we'll bring all that in. And again, we will make a couple changes here. So this is going to look really ugly for just a moment. There'll be a lot of errors in here. I don't care. But one more thing I had thought of, like I just said, that I wanted to fix. Let's go into our piece design. Double click on this, and we're going to say txt pieces made dot select. Is that our first one? I think it is. Pieces made. Good. So now it'll start with that. So file, save all. Let's look at commission. And we want to say txt commission percentage dot select. Make sure that is the right one. Commission percentage, so that is. Okay, so those are both done. I think in salary that was already done. It was. Okay. So that can be closed, and that can be closed. So the only one I have left, and as you can see, there's boatloads of errors in here. All right, I am at 24 minutes, so I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to go do one more lecture. And that last lecture I do will be to fix the hourly. Okay, and I'll do it in front of your eyes. I'll get rid of all the errors, and we'll make it work. All right. And then when we get back, done with that, as you notice, there's a heck of a lot of duplication in here between these. So we're going to see if we can take some of these functions and put them into our validation both routine that we have. Okay, so I'll be back with that shortly. Thanks.